Hi, I'm Irving. You have just entered Cartertopia. Things are going to get a little weird because the network originally aired this episode out of sequence. This was supposed to be the season finale, setting us up for season 4. For whatever reason, when the show was canceled, they decided to air this one first. That means the two-part series finale doesn't make much sense because none of the stuff that we're going to establish in this episode has happened yet, so none of it is ever mentioned. Since it happened over 40 years ago, we can't do anything about it now, so just go with it. We open with a lot of establishing shots of Los Angeles, since that's where Diana is stationed now. It begins with one of those typical shots of all the people on the beach in their bronze bodies and skimpy suits, and it leaves me wondering why they never show people like me in these shots. I think we get at least 5-second shots of every single building in LA, which means, of course, that this goes on for what seems like forever. We finally zoom in where Diana is moving into a new house in a new city, and already she's having trouble with the movers being late. But that won't be her biggest surprise of the day.
Where'd he come from?
No idea. Must have escaped from a zoo or something.
And believe it or not, neither will that. He plays the piano. This guy's a keeper. It's clear he's wearing a tag, so somebody go read it.
Here, monkey. Come on, fella. I'm the Uncle Max.
Hey, what are you doing? Don't chase him, you're just making him run!
I hear chimp chasing is being considered as a new sport for the Olympics.
Look out! Oh no!
That poor stuffed animal had a very short cameo. Of course he's okay, the van hit the stuffed animal. There's not a mark on him. Diana's IADC instincts are kicking in now, and she really wants to know where this thing came from. Maybe reading the tag around its neck might give you some answers, you think?
I think he just said, welcome to LA, lady.
Pretty much the same welcome everybody gets. It's better than New York. In New York, the chimp would also steal your wallet. With Dawn Wells as Mary Ann. I have got to see what a guy named James Bond III is all about. His character is T. Burton Phipps III. I'm guessing British snob spy who thinks he really is James Bond. Starring Jesus of Nazareth. Another interesting thing about the opening theme, Lyle Wagner is gone. We wrote out Steve in anticipation of the new season and location, but the next episode he'll be back and Diana is still in Washington. It makes me wonder how many martinis went into the decision to rearrange the episodes.
You're a prince.
Diana Prince, you must be Dale Hawthorne.
So you're the agent Washington sent me.
Yeah, listen, I'm sorry I'm late, but between trying to move into my new house and trying to... Is something wrong?
Oh boy, here we go.
Last week the guys in the lab put sandpaper in my salami sandwiches. You want to do me a favor? Go downstairs to the lab. Tell them the joke's over. Send up the real Agent Prince.
Storm out of the room, storm back in as Wonder Woman, and offer to throw him out the window.
You know something? I'd really like to find out what you do for a living, but I don't have the time.
This dude has no idea who he's dealing with. Even without transforming, she's more than a match for him.
Mr. Hawthorne.
You must be the real Agent Prince, huh?
Mr. Hawthorne. My name is Diana Prince, and I have been transferred to your field office. This may come as a surprise to you, but not all government agents wear polyester.
Ouch, they're off to a great start.
My name is Dr. Akers, and I am looking for someone by the name of Prince.
Prince, right there with the monkey.
Chimpanzee.
It's Diana Prince. Come in, doctor. I take it this is your monkey.
Chimpanzee.
Critter, whatever. Just take him home, he's getting clingy. She finally got around to reading the tag on his neck and found that Tobias there is registered to the good doctor for research.
What kind of research were you involved in, doctor?
Why do you ask that?
Well, Tobias is a little peculiar. He doesn't seem to need food or water, never gets tired.
He can take a hard hit from a stuffed animal and not even ruffle his fur, or something like that.
And I want to show you something else. He's not only impervious to pain, but to any and all physical injury. He is invulnerable, doctor. And I think that we ought to hear about your research.
She takes him to Hawthorne.
I worked with Joseph Reichman on government-funded research into the aging process. Now, they said that he was brilliant. Well, I soon found out that he was insane.
The two are often found together, usually because our obsessed with conformity educational system has no idea what to do with brilliant people.
He was obsessed with control and domination. What he was really after was to create this army of invulnerable men with which to take over this country and someday the world.
Brain, look what you started. Now every Joe Blow down the street wants to take over the world.
You see, Reichman and I are molecular biologists, but we have different approaches. Now, Reichman's specialty is radiation, which I know very little. And mine has to do with injections of a chemical mixture known only to me. Now, collectively, we were headed for a fantastic breakthrough until a month ago when I saw the real Reichman and what he was after, and then I broke off with him.
But he left 3 syringes with his special formula behind. It's clear that Reichman used one of them on Tobias.
Now, maybe he's tried to make a chimpanzee invulnerable, but do you think that he would really...
Yeah. That would be his next step with the syringes. Finding and using a human guinea pig.
If he's out to create a super army for himself, then he has no scruples or limits. Expect the worst. Right now, that guinea pig is working out of the gym.
Come on, will you, Candle? You make the rest of the faculty look anemic.
Look at this. You're not even sweating. And as for your pulse rate, it's just over 50. You've been exercising for a half an hour.
Come on, Candle. Tell me, what's your secret?
I volunteered for some research a couple weeks ago.
And you're getting injections.
Yeah, and radiation. They're experimenting with the oxidation process or something like that. I don't know. Dr. Reichman.
Oh yeah, some injections, some radiation, and now I'm Superman. No big deal, I needed the money.
I want to be there when you see him again. I'd like to know exactly what he's doing to you.
You want to know something else? I haven't eaten or drunk anything for 2 days. Haven't slept either.
Now, you call me before you go, you hear?
You're just jealous.
It's not normal.
I'm sorry, was there a conversation going on? I was watching that human pretzel on the balance beam. If I got on that, they'd just call it a beam, because I don't have any balance.
You're Agent Prince.
Diana Prince for about the 15th time today. And who are you?
T. Burton Phipps III.
That is James Bond III. I hope he's an orphan like his namesake, because I want to adopt him. He goes by T, and I guess he's not a British snob after all. What does he want?
Had dinner yet?
No, I actually haven't had time.
Yes, the magic words. What'll it be? Ta-da!
For the agent on the go who doesn't have time for a proper meal, T has the solution. For a price, of course.
How about an apple?
Jonathan or Golden Delicious?
Oh, either one. It's fine.
Okay, Golden Delicious, 50 cents.
50 cents for an apple? At the store, it costs a third of that.
But you're not at the store, so he's the only game in town.
If you had time. Me, I've got nothing but time.
You're not paying for the apple, you're paying for him to bring the apple to you. That costs 50 cents. We don't even need Batman logic for that one.
No. Mr. Phipps. Mr. Phipps, how many times have I told you to confine your capitalistic adventures to the corridors and not in my office?
Exactly 31.
Well, 32 after this one, but who's counting? T is the popcorn kernel in Hawthorne's teeth, and he can't seem to get rid of him. If Hawthorne was smart, he'd hire the kid. That young man has some amazing analytical skills, and he's unbelievably diplomatic, at least when he's making a sale.
Pleasure transacting with you, DB.
Oh, thank you, Mr. T.
As for you... Wait, no rush.
Maybe between Diana and T, they can help Hawthorne remove that stick.
We got problems.
What's that?
Reichman's disappeared. I notified the police. That means national security's involved, and that means we're involved.
Well, I'm supposed to meet Akers at the lab where he and Reichman conducted their research together in about 45 minutes.
Someone else is already there. He opens the safe and plants a bomb in it.
Excuse me, I'm looking for Dr. Reichman.
Ah, so am I, young man. We go together?
That depends. Are you a weirdo?
I've been trying to call him all day.
Yeah? Well, he's gone.
Well, he'll be back, won't he?
Well, that all depends on what he's left behind.
Well, he did leave something behind for you to find.
What is it you wished to talk to him about?
That. Candle's clothes are burning, but he's impervious to the fire. Too bad he doesn't also have super strength because he can't lift a heavy file cabinet off the professor. Okay, now she'll get ready to catch Candle, except he's not waiting. Stop, drop, and roll doesn't necessarily mean a 4-story drop, just so you know.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
And he's gone. That's what she gets for looking after the injured guy instead of the ought-to-be-dead guy.
I'm going to put you under 24-hour guard. Reichman wants you out of the way.
Maybe, but it is my guess that he blew the lab apart to destroy any record of his contribution to the process.
But from what Wonder Woman told Diana, he's already created his first invulnerable human.
Yeah.
Yes, but he still needs Dr. Akers to recreate his chemical mixture.
Yeah, so far he has an army of 1, and he's not super strong, so stick him in a cell and there goes your army.
Now, this was salvaged from that lab. Looks to me like a list of names, maybe subjects for Reichman's experiment.
You know the part Reichman hasn't thought through? Let's say he makes an army of 10,000 invulnerable men. Nothing can hurt them, nothing can kill them, the world is theirs for the taking. What do they need him for? We'll find out that this process doesn't wear off, unless it's reversed, it's permanent. So why shouldn't they tell Reichman to go eat a test tube and conquer the world themselves? He may have an exaggerated view of his own significance in this new world he's trying to build.
If you were Reichman, where would you solicit volunteers?
The university.
How many college students have you known who didn't need extra money? I went to 4 different colleges in 3 different states, and I think I met 2 such people.
That's a good point. I'm going to call over to admissions right now and tell them you're coming.
Thank you.
Diana, do me a favor, huh? I know you don't like to be told what to do, but in this case, I'd really like you to be careful.
He turned around in a hurry. It makes me wonder if somebody in Washington had a little talk with him, or if he's already seeing what a great agent she is. Being friends with Wonder Woman is a plus, too.
Well, well, so this is Agent Prince.
Real cover girl, isn't she? She's supposed to be the cream of the IADC's crop.
What a pity that within 24 hours she will have died an untimely death.
Every rich creep thinks he's going to be the one to take out the amazing Diana Prince. Every rich creep so far is wrong. This one will be too. If they tried being nice to her instead of trying to kill her all the time, maybe they could remain rich creeps a little longer instead of becoming a number in a penitentiary. That's Reichman, by the way. He has a full-size male lion for a doorbell/guard dog, among his other little quirks.
Akers notes. I must have Akers notes. Without that formula for the substance that he invented, it will take years before I can duplicate my success with Candle and the chimpanzee. And a lot longer before I can achieve my goal.
Speaking of Candle, is he on board with your Conquer the World plan? What are you going to do if he isn't? Killing him isn't an option. You already saw to that.
But you expect to go through our admissions files and match one of these names with a face in your head?
I expect to try.
Wow, you've got the needle. We've got the haystack.
Even with Wonder Woman powers, that'll take a while.
I don't believe it. The face is right there.
Why, that's Bryce Candle. Used to be star of the football team. Now he's a professor here.
What does he teach?
Computer science, of all things.
Why of all things? He can't be a star athlete and smart at the same time?
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like his home address and telephone number.
So would every woman on this campus.
Yeah, but Diana has a badge. That kind of gives her an edge.
You want to suffer hunger? You want to suffer pain? You want to die?
Yeah, I do. That's part of being alive. Part of being human. All I am now is some kind of freak. I didn't ask for this, Doctor. I want whatever you did to me to end.
The doctor says, your molecular structure has been permanently altered. It won't wear off. It can only be reversed.
And I'm afraid, Bryce, that there are certain things you must do for me before I reverse the treatment.
I doubt any of them involve picking up groceries. Bryce isn't happy about being this guy's slave, but if he doesn't do what the doctor says, basically he's Casca, the man who goes on forever.
I have certain enemies. One is an ex-colleague, from whom I'm going to have you retrieve extremely critical data. The others are with the IADC. If you ever make contact with anyone there, you will never see me again.
He already sent that other guy to kill Diana, so he's just making sure Candle doesn't hook up with him and find a way to take him down. Remember the good old days when you could just walk into somebody's place when they're not home and look around, as long as you'd actually sort of met them at least 5 minutes before?
Hi. You leave your extra key in exactly the same place as one of my friends used to leave theirs.
There's a beautiful woman standing in your bedroom. Don't ask too many questions.
I apologize for using it to get in, but it's really important that I talk to you. My name is Diana Prince, and I'm with the IADC.
Hey, wait, hold on.
Okay, that is one possible response to a beautiful woman in your bedroom. Now let's explore some that are a little less volatile, shall we? Why does she have the cape? So we can do that, I guess. She has super hearing now? When did that happen? In any case, she lassos him.
All right, Professor, how about a little lesson on Dr. Joseph Reichman? Where is he, and what is he up to? You have to answer me. You have no choice.
Afraid not, Wonder Woman. Guess there are advantages to my condition after all.
Well, that could be a problem.
Seeing this is useless.
I would rather you keep it on. So you have this annoying tendency to running off when people try to talk to you?
I'm not going to run away. You have my word on that. The word of a fellow invincible?
Will you tell me the truth?
Yes.
He's more invincible than she is because she's still vulnerable to things like gas and injected chemicals. He isn't. But he has no reason not to talk to her since Reichman didn't mention Wonder Woman.
I don't care what Reichman's going to do. All I care about is what he did. To me. As far as I'm concerned, I'm in this thing alone, and that's the way I'm playing it.
Well, I'm sorry about that, but if you change your mind, I believe Diana Prince left her address up in your apartment.
That way you can go jump out her window too. It's too bad the GoPro hadn't been invented yet. Imagine a point of view shot of that fall.
Mr. Hawthorne's office.
Is he there, please? This is Diana Prince.
Hey, Di, what'd you say?
Oh, who's this?
You really think Carol's voice sounds like that?
T. Burton Phibbs III. Golden Delicious, remember?
Yeah. Where's Carol?
She stepped out to borrow some bread. I think she wants to score a Danish, but she doesn't quite have enough money.
And you can't shave the price a little for her. That would be bad for business, as would her kicking you out every time she sees your little butt. Maybe you should think about shaving that price just this once.
Yeah, I'll bet. Is Dale there?
Do you think I'd be here if the big D were here? Man, if he knew I was here talking on an IADC telephone, phew, he'd probably kick my rear clear into next Tuesday.
Carol, any word on that technician from D.C.?
You were saying?
No, I'm seriously thinking of filing a restraint of trade complaint against you.
You do that.
Have a call on line 3.
Please tell me that kid is available for adoption. I'll even let him keep his name. T. Burton Phipps III is a lot classier than T. Burton Frumpelmeyer III. Hawthorne has some information about Tobias from the lab.
They think the animal was being held in a wooded area before it escaped and made its way into the city. Possibly, Malibu, Topanga Canyon.
Oh, so you think that that's where Reichman is?
It's a good possibility.
Dr. Akers has a couple of bodyguards now.
I have to relieve you of that briefcase, Dr. Akers.
Just hold it right there.
Make that had a couple of bodyguards.
Give me the briefcase, Doctor.
You fool.
Don't you know that that madman has damned you?
You really believe he'll keep his word? Why should he? Once you get him what he wants, he has no reason to. And he's crazy, so he has no ethics beyond self-service. You're stuck with this dude.
Oh, you scared me to death. I didn't see any truck outside. Listen, I want one phone in here and then one in the bedroom, okay? I'm really in a hurry.
I'm not here to put in a phone, Diana. But if you're expecting company, that does change my plans.
Who are you?
Friend of an enemy.
That's fine, but can you install my phone anyway?
When?
I have a certain amount of research to do before I can effect a reversal treatment.
When, Reichman?
I have to review these notes, set up a new lab, and do preliminary tests on lower life forms.
He should be ready by the end of October. The correct answer is never. I repeat, why should he?
In other words, you'll be in touch.
Yes, I would say that about sums it up.
Listen, Reichman, I'm going to be just 2 steps behind you until you reverse what you did to me.
Well, I should certainly hope so. I expect you to be right there, seeing that nothing happens to me, because if it does... well...
Reichman is a master manipulator. We know he can't anymore reverse that process than he could make him grow wings. Wait, he could probably do that. But I really doubt he even thought of a reversing process. Why would he want to make his soldiers vulnerable again?
Well, I guess this means Reichman knows we've got to fix him where he is.
My sources say differently.
Well, your sources must have gotten up pretty late this morning. I just found out myself. Your boss, Mr. Reichman, is holed up at a place in Malibu Canyon.
Close, but no cigar. The Ringe House on Harvard in Topanga Canyon.
You see how cleverly I got you to tell me that?
He says, so what? You won't be telling anybody. He finishes tying her up, then starts the car. Carbon monoxide will do the rest. As quick as he's gone, Diana goes to work on her bonds. She's trying to hold her breath while she does, and it's making the task a lot more difficult. Looks like he finally figured out Reichman isn't going to play straight with him. I just hope he checks the garage before he decides she's not home. Bryce finds her purse inside, as he said turnabout is fair play, and knows something is wrong.
Come on, wake up. Come on, wake up, Diana. Wake up, Diana. Come on.
Bryce is a little slow on the uptake, but he's beginning to put it together.
Who did this to you?
Reichman, one of his goons. What?
I think I've done something really stupid, Diana.
What?
I stole Akers' notes and delivered them to Reichman. I didn't want to believe he was the maniac Wonder Woman was trying to tell me he was.
He was desperate and didn't think it through. Not the first time someone has done that, and undoubtedly won't be the last. But that doesn't help their situation.
It's probably long gone, too.
Well, maybe not. He would at least wait around until he got a report from the man who was supposed to kill me. So he might have a head start, but not much of one.
You know where Reichman is?
Yes, Topanga Canyon. Do you know where that is?
Yes.
Let's go.
She looks like she's not in shape to go anywhere, but I have a feeling Candle knows instinctively not to try and argue with her. But he'll drive.
Listen, you start toward the house. I'm going to see if I can round up some help.
Out here?
You'd be surprised the kind of help she can find in a place like this, or any place for that matter. Reichman's security measures can't protect him from his own creation. He should have read Frankenstein before he decided to go forward with this project. The dogs can't hurt Candle, but they're slowing him down too much, and he can't bring himself to hurt them to get them off him. He's the supervisor dog. That's why he just stands there telling the other one what to do.
Dupree, quick!
Someone on the ground.
James, alert the guards. Bring the car around, keep the engine running.
Diana transforms, which presumably casts off the monoxide cobwebs in her head, and the dogs turn tail and run when they see her coming.
Wonder Woman. Diana really did get help.
Reichman has got to be somewhere inside. And I'll just bet you that he can help. Cover me.
That was clever. She can't swing the lasso and block the bullets at the same time. Lucky there's a convenient shield nearby.
All right. Where's Reichman? I want you to stay exactly where you are.
Since she didn't put a time limit on that, when the police arrived to take him away, they couldn't move him. To this day, he's still part of the landscape. Wonder Woman will go around the back while she sends Bryce directly up to Reichman's office. Why doesn't he go around the back, since she can just jump up there?
2 steps behind, Reichman. I warned you.
Because she understands that he needs this. He needs that confrontation with Reichman to get the files back and maybe start working on getting back to normal. And now we'll see just what a brilliant idiot Reichman is.
Get him!
You know the lion can't hurt him, it's just keeping him pinned down. And instead of taking advantage of that and getting out of there, you're standing there watching. You deserve to get caught, Doctor.
Something's wrong. He's not even scratched. It's the formula. He's invulnerable.
Wasn't that the whole idea? Why are you surprised it works even when you don't want it to? The lion suddenly stops attacking and leaves the room. I guess he knows a pointless task when he sees one.
Stay. Now I want you to wait down there and we'll talk about it later.
Or maybe he was summoned. Either way, that takes care of that. Now for Reichman.
People will die all around you. Friends, lovers, children. And when this world ends, you will go on and on alone.
What's the point of doing that to him, Doctor? Sheer meanness? Punishment because he's sane and you're not? I'm going to go with he's just being cruel for the sake of being cruel. Somebody needs a spanking and a timeout.
With all that dead in the briefcase, I'm sure someone can figure out a cure.
Sounds about right to me.
No, it shall be my secret. And someday I will return with hundreds of men like you, with or without this.
While they're getting themselves and that other henchman out of the burning room, Reichman and Dupree escape. Later, Diana and Bryce are having lunch. He says the nights are the worst. Nobody else around, just me. And it's going to be like this for a very, very long time. Diana says, no it isn't. You're going to do two things.
First of all, you're going to stop feeling sorry for yourself.
But he's so good at it.
And then you're going to find Reichman and make him reverse what he did to you.
I'm going to find Reichman. He could be anywhere in the world, and I'm going to find Reichman by myself.
After everything you've seen, you really think she'll make you do it by yourself. Maybe he's not as smart as I gave him credit for.
You're not exactly all by yourself, are you? Or hadn't you noticed?
Yeah, I've noticed. You're not exactly chopped liver, are you? And neither is Wonder Woman.
She says, so now what are you going to do? He says, I don't know.
Listen, I have an idea. How would you like to work at the IADC?
Would that mean working with you?
Yes.
I'd hate it.
Diana just cannot fall for a normal guy. And now she has another partner.
I just talked to the police. They're riding off Reichman. He vanished without a trace.
Oh, great. And without his notes. If he's still determined to create an army of invulnerable men, at least he'll have to start from scratch.
Don't tell me she adopted Tobias, too. Hawthorne eats a little crow, basically admits he jumped to conclusions about her and welcomes her to the team. It was hard for him to do, but he did it. That tells us something about him.
What is this monkey doing here?
He's getting to know you. Just go with it.
Well, with Reichman still on the loose, Dr. Akers didn't really feel comfortable with keeping Tobias around himself, so...
You're his new mommy.
No. I found him a new papa.
I wonder who that might be.
Oh, no. Not me.
I wouldn't do it to you, Mr. Hawthorne.
No, his new papa is the new IT guy. He conveniently carries the name Brett Cassidy so he doesn't have to buy new monogram towels. And Hawthorne has never seen Bryce Candle, so he doesn't know the difference. Will he ever find out? We don't know. This episode was supposed to be the setup for a whole new and improved fourth season with Diana and Brett partnered. Who knows if Tobias was going to be a regular. Diana in a new city with a new boss and all kinds of new stuff to do, and she didn't do any of it because the show was canceled. It's too bad because there's immeasurable potential in that idea. Since Wonder Woman can communicate with animals, she could make Tobias a key part of the team and really have some fun with it. Alas, 'twas not to be. Next time, we'll go backwards to the final 2 episodes and leave the viewer wondering what the heck just happened. I'm Irving, and you are now exiting Cartertopia.